if there is some kind of robotic AI-powered thing with a gun on it, it's not going to miss like 16 times.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Space Tomatoes podcast. I'm your host, Havoc, and your other host.
I'm Alex. Hello. Welcome.
We were actually chatting right before we hit record, talking about AI and asking about, use of AI. Do you use it? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you like? Which one, why? Leave a comment. Put a comment down there. Hit that little dingleberry ball thing, subscribe, put in a comment, do the thing, do the stuff. But we were talking about it, and one of the things that I was saying was, I think it's a really nice augmentation tool, right? And it's capable of doing things. But one of my gripes about it in general is, it's great for, in my opinion, for doing things like research and trying to figure out where to start, right? But one of the things that I've always had an issue with it is its ability to infer things, right? And just kind of make stuff up, right? They call it hallucinations, they call it whatever. It's inference, right? It's basically saying, hey, you asked me a question, and I'm looking all out, everywhere I can try and find an answer. And if I can't find one, what I'm going to do is give you an answer in full confidence that I just made up, based on guesses, inference from all of this material, right? Which puts you in a position where how much do you actually trust what you get back? Which says, again, then, okay, at that point, if I have to go through all of the material to verify and check that it's, factual and it's correct and everything's good, really am not saving a whole lot of time, right? However, where do I save time is, where do I start? Where is all that information? Where does it live, right? Do I have to go through, 1,000 web links and, 150, PDFs and everything else? No, you can get a real good start place. You can do quite a lot with it, but just remember that it'll tell you in full confidence that the moon is made of cheese if it can't find anything to contradict that. You know what I mean? Or, if it doesn't know the answer, there's no answer out there, right? It will come back and just tell you, oh yeah, definitely. And we've all had this. There's memes about it, the meme with the person with some unfortunate incident happening, and then, the next response is, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. That was a good catch. I'm glad you caught that. Let me go ahead and update. It's like, it doesn't have the capacity to, I guess, figure that out at this point. And then we were talking about how I kind of feel like it's a bubble of sorts. I mean, I hate to say this because I think it's a valuable technology. But I think that what we're seeing, at least from my eyes, is akin to the .com bubble, right? Where you've got just huge valuations going in and a lot of stuff going along. Now, keep in mind, .com didn't go away, right? It didn't go away. It just kind of tanked a big sector of the market because it was overvalued, right? And why is that happening? Oh, that yellow ball in the sky. That's one of the curtains I haven't put up. You suck. I love you, but you suck. But so I don't see that going away, but I do think that there's a big bubble because I think there's been a lot of over-promising on what can be delivered with AI as of right now. Now, I'm not saying that it won't get better. I'm not saying that it won't eventually lead to, amazing breakthroughs, and who knows what it'll do. But right now I use it more as a where to start. Help me find documentation that is relevant to this with, the following characteristics, that has, whatever, premise built in, blah, 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 right? Prompt engineering or writing an instruction. It's kind of like someone, right? You hire a gardener. You don't go just go garden. You tell them exactly what you would like done, and
Right.
how would you like it done? What color flowers do you want planted, and where do you want them planted? How do you want? You know what I mean? So you just have to think of it more like that. It's not a simple search engine, although it works great for that too.
I have very little experience with it. Basically, just whatever's built into the browser on my iPad is what I've experienced. But it does seem to want to, like, I've watched videos on other people using prompts to get information from it, and it seems like it wants to. I mean, this is assigning human characteristics, which it doesn't have, but it seems like it wants to please the user in the end and give them a result that they are happy with, which isn't necessarily accurate.
Oh yeah, and one of my huge pet peeves in the beginning with any AI was how it was dripping with niceness. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, you're so wonderful, and you're so smart for catching that, and blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't want a paragraph of all of fluff, and stuff. Just give me an answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I think part of that is probably trying to assign those human traits or characteristics, I guess would be a better description. Yeah, it's weird.
It is kind of weird. I don't know, man. But I have seen some videos about it. I mean, again, this is assigning human characteristics to it, which I don't think it's capable of. But apparently, on certain prompts, that it's lying to the creators to make the result seem like what they wanted the result to be in the end, and it's falsifying the results to make the.
Oh yeah, there's some very interesting stuff, right? And everything from the things going, when able to just discuss amongst themselves, right? Different AIs going into some hardcore, fascist, racist, freaking hole, right? It's just like, oh no, we gotta shut that down. To it wanting to survive, like the one where it was all internal testing, right? But then they fed it, they didn't feed it, they just kind of loaded information here or there, right? They seeded things that they wanted to see what would happen, and the thing actually decided it was going to blackmail the guy that was going to shut it down.
I saw that.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay. So there is something there in that it doesn't want to be shut down. That should scare everyone. That should scare you. It should. At least a little bit. Not like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified. But you should at least, it should give you pause enough to sit there and go, what if your computer just didn't want to shut down, or your thermostat? It just said, no, I don't, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. What?
Yeah, from what I'm hearing, unlike any other technological advancement, they don't even know exactly how it works. I mean, they have a general, concept, but just the way that it's written, and there's so many layers to it that they don't know exactly what causes it to respond the way that it does.
Yeah, and I certainly don't understand the inner workings of AI, right? I just don't. I don't understand a lot of it. But you are correct. At one point, they were like, well, this isn't working. Let's just put a bunch of transformers in there and see what it does with them. And boom, now we have what we have. And it was a pretty big leap. And they don't know why. They just don't really we completely understand this, and this is why that happened, and they don't, right? So, and when I say they, researchers, the people actually doing this stuff, right? There's some surprising areas of this field where you go, but wait, how does it work? And well, it does this and that. Well, how come it didn't work with less of those? We don't know. Maybe it's akin to the amount of brain cells required to keep a human alive. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know how a human brain works yet. We're trying to replicate that somehow. Bad idea, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and some people are even going as far as saying, being able to replicate human consciousness, right? And I just think that's a bad idea. I don't do that. Don't do that. There's something.
I don't think there's any way to put it back in the bottle, so to say, at this point.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, they're even talking about plans to, like, be able to download you and put you into a cybernetic machine of some form.
Oh, I'm sure they've been working on that for a while.
That's yeah. I don't like that at all. I don't think that's
thank
good.
you. I'll pass on that deal.
Yeah, me too. Thanks. I'm good. I just don't like that at all.
Yeah, I was watching a video about it, and they were talking about how fast technology can progress, and they were even talking about how we went from the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk to commercial transportation, albeit it was basic, but in 11 years, that's what that took. That's not a very long time. And then when these AIs can start developing other AIs and start working on that stuff, it's going to exponentially increase the speed at which this stuff is going to start coming.
I believe they already can, and I don't know how successful that's been, but I mean, we're at a stage right now where the thing can code, right? Not flawlessly, and certainly requires some intervention to make things go the way we think they should go. But, it can code, which means it could literally code a manufacturing facility and then code in an order system to order parts to a manufacturing facility, or, raw materials to, a different one. And then code the robotics in there to build whatever it designed, and then put software into whatever it designed. It's that's kind of where we're looking. That's where things are kind of heading, right? Which is both kind of really cool and also terrifying. Like, we've all seen the movies, right? We've seen the movies,
This is one of the few movies I have seen.
Yeah,
I'll be back. Yeah,
yeah. It's not a good scenario, right? I mean, it doesn't turn out well
for us. No.
Yeah, exactly. And I well, I believe that people will try, and I think that there's some merits to the science and the math behind it. I don't think time travel's like that's. I don't think that. So, the premise that got us out of that, yeah, that's you're gonna have to come up with a better thing.
Well, I think the one thing all these movies fail to represent accurately is if there is some kind of robotic AI powered thing with a gun on it, it's not going to miss 16 times before you have a chance to return fire at it. It's going to get you the first time and you're dead.
Yeah, no, they're fairly accurate, right? I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but they've got guys out there that are using home-based AI. Well, I'm guessing it's at home. Maybe it's in a lab or whatever, for color and pattern recognition and things of that nature. And they fill a room with all these balloons with different colors. And they're like, okay, only get the red balloons. And the thing just fires off and it's not flawless, but it's pretty dang close. It's a lot better than most
Close
humans.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah.
So what side are you going to be on? Are you going to get the metal polish and I want to be your friend?
No.
You're going to be on the other side.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm sure there'll be some
I'm just
on
gonna,
the other side.
I'll just put a bunch of I just have to keep the property wet. They'll sink in the mud. It's fine.
For now.
Right, for now. They'll develop some new mud. Yeah, I don't know. It's not.
What are you going to do about the what do you call those? Wow, what are those drone things that you were telling about?
The SlaughterBots?
The SlaughterBots, that's it. Yeah.
Did you go check that thing out?
Not yet. No, I think I think I saw it a long time ago. I'll have to look it up again.
It's worth a refresher. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a. I watched it again, and I was like, oh, dude.
It's kind of old now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was released in 2012 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 10 years old or more. Yeah.
Yeah. And the if you watch it to the end, it goes to a blank screen for a little bit. It kind of looks like it ended, but if you watch it to the end, there is a professor in there, a well-known, well-respected guy, who is not trying to say, this is a disaster, but he's saying, back then, that we have a chance, we have an opportunity to make this something, very beneficial, or it could go the other way. The problem with it going the other way is, look at recent stuff, right? How many hacks have happened on governments that have taken confidential, classified, whatever information? So the idea that you're going to protect some code base and nobody's ever going to get their hands on it that's, if you're thinking like that, you're not thinking right, because that's just a reality. It will eventually happen. And then becomes the problem, right? And then you get some group of people, some fanatics, some, whatever it is, just like in that little clip, right? That little 5-minute clip it is, now, everyone could potentially end up having this. And it doesn't take more than like 2 people to unleash, thousands of these things. And that's pretty horrifying.
But the United States and their allies, we're not the only ones that are working on this stuff. So,
no, everyone
that to contend with too.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's got it at this point, right? It's a reality. Every state actor out there has AI in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, maybe not some of the I would even say even in what we would consider really, really third world, very, very economically disadvantaged countries likely still have AI, but I don't know. That's hard to say, right? They may also be running old, Windows 3.11, computers or something. I don't know. So, in which case, yeah, that's not a reality. But I don't believe that that's the case. I think everyone at this point knows that information is, kind of the battlefront of this, era.
Right. I wonder what they do actually have in there for safeguards to keep people from asking certain things, like how to build some kind of device that they shouldn't be building or whatever.
Oh, they've got a lot. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff in there, and some of that, look, they've got a lot of safeguards, and I think that it's a good thing to have safeguards, but I also think it's a really good thing to have safeguards on it itself. And I feel like we started out there, if you remember the I can't remember Spot, right? The robot dog. It's the most common, it was the first one we really saw, right, go into production. And the company came out and said, we will not allow these things to become autonomous armed robots.
Is that one like the NYPD has, right?
Yeah, they changed their mind, so now they're autonomous armed robot dogs out there.
Right. Nice.
It's Oppenheimer, right? You look at this stuff and you go, well, hey, we've harnessed the atom. We can have energy and we could make this safe, and people, in general, your quality of life is going to go up, and some yo-yo out there is going to go, oh, we could use this to kill a lot of people. What? Where'd you come from? No, energy. We want to power people. We want to take this to third world countries for, lower cost, and be able to power them and get them up out of their current situation. No. But we could bomb people with this, right?
But hasn't that been like the historical way that every innovation has gone? I'm sure when they first found fire, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be a game changer. How could you possibly weaponize fire against, next thing they're in the jungles shooting each other.
I would imagine Abel would have something to say about rocks.
Right?
Yeah.
How could you weaponize a rock?
Right. So, yeah, it's kind of in our nature, and that's pretty sad, right? We've been here for a good minute, and we still haven't figured out how to get around, not killing people. Just don't do that. That's bad. Don't do that.
I mean, like all these countries that want to ban, like firearms. Okay, then they start poking each other with knives. You take the knives away, they're just going to find something else
right.
to use against other people.
Yeah, again, Cain and Abel, right? I mean, go back to, you go back in history, it's just what we do, right? But you would think we had, come far enough and been enlightened and had enough information to be able to go, there's probably a better way of doing this.
You would think.
You would think.
Maybe, like 100 years just ain't enough for us to learn that. Maybe we need a little longer. 100 years tops, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's...
Our learning curve is more like a downward ramp or something.
I don't know that that's necessarily true, but yeah, I mean, it's not good. It's not. But hey, the fortunate part is there's still other benefits that come from these things, right? I mean, nuclear power is kind of making a comeback, which I think is a really good thing. You can look at all the nuclear disasters. Now, Fukushima, arguably, look, don't put the things in areas where they can go and contaminate the world, right? I mean, that's probably a good idea. But in general, they're the safest, most dense energy creation facilities out there. Now, I'm not saying solar is not a great idea, but you look at what you do to a swath of Earth, and you make it essentially a barren wasteland, right? There's no food production, there's no animals, the ecosystem is in constant shade under these panels, and everything has to be kept completely devoid of, it doesn't have to, but you don't want weeds and trees growing up and all this stuff. And, it's a great thing. I think people in general, and especially as it gets more efficient, I kind of always wondered, why don't they just put these on, when a new home's built, at least a couple solar panels, just throw them out there. Little augmentation. Another big one is thorium reactors. China's got one. They built it, and they're about to use it. Now, we had one in the 1950s. They're highly efficient. They literally are just about bulletproof. They can run themselves. You don't need someone sitting there turning, twisting dials, increasing, decreasing power, etc., to keep the thing in check. It does it all by itself, right? I mean, it literally does. They're small, they are self-contained, they can take existing nuclear waste and reduce it from tens of thousands of years of time that it needs to be contained until it's potentially safe to 300 years. So you could literally burn fuel that's sitting in a mountain that we can't do anything with because it's too dangerous, and make it far less dangerous.
What's the downside? Cost, or why don't we use them?
We have this thing where we settle on a technology, and then we just, the Edison thing, right? AC/DC, right? It's the same thing. We settle on a technology, we build out infrastructure, and then it's like, well, this is the way we do it. And, one of the things we do is we implement these protectionist things. And for a while there, it was kind of literally illegal to try to make a thorium reactor. Yeah, it went so far as, hey, we do, light water reactors. We're just going to outlaw you from using thorium. You just can't do it. Or make it so difficult to do. You know what I mean? Like, you could get a science research grant maybe, but in production, you could never go into production because there's just too many hurdles, too many regulatory things, too many everything. And, each of these people are kind of tied into that system, and that is their bread and butter. So shifting off of it means, a bunch of people might lose their bread and butter. And so...
See, every time you ask yourself why, it boils down to one reason.
Yeah, it really does. Which is also sad, right? I mean, there's Star Trek, right? You just want a coffee. Okay, here's your coffee.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of corruption in Star Trek.
Is there?
I think so.
Really? It was all Kirk, wasn't it? That rat bastard.
Somebody's getting paid somehow.
Yeah.
There's a reason. There's a reason they do things. They're not always as upfront as they make themselves out to be.
Yeah, no, I agree. And in general, it's a really great fantasy idea, right? But yeah, okay. I don't know, but yeah, money, root of the problem, right there. The
love of the money.
It is, yeah. It's that greed, that need for power, status, and money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate because these are technologies that, like thorium reactors, one of the really cool things about them is you could put them in a grid style thing, and literally your neighborhood could just have a thorium reactor that was also connected to other neighborhoods. And if one goes down, it's in a grid. Just the other one just beefs up a little bit, the other ones. So,
yeah.
And it works off of demand, right? It's a pretty interesting, if you've never, checked it out, go do some looking into it. It's pretty fascinating, right? And like I said, China's actually built one, and they're, I don't know where they are in making it go live. I want to say it was 2026. They're going to, throw the switch. That's huge. That's a huge thing, Why aren't we doing that? Because we haven't figured out how to make thorium kill people, I think. Yeah. Just can't. Oh, well, I don't know. Can we make a bomb? No. Can we do something? No. It doesn't. It's... Well, then what good is it?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, looking at my electric bill, it's kind of crazy. That's just the charges they stick on there. It's enough to infuriate you. They charge you a customer fee. Like, I got to pay a fee to be a customer?
Well, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that garbage?
That's right next to the additional fee.
Yeah, like a fuel surcharge, and there's like
you need your fuel surcharge for your electricity. That's what you need.
Anyway, so I see you're wearing your first outerwear of the season. A little chilly this morning?
I am. Yeah, it was. I don't know what it got to, but there was frost on some of the stuff that had been shaded. No sun on it.
All right.
Yeah. I don't think...
We were a little chilly this morning going out. It was 44 degrees.
Yeah, I think we were...
Which for us is like Arctic.
Yeah, I think we got down to like 39 or something like that. Yeah.
We still did our walk.
Well, good. How was it?
Mrs. LX was crying a little bit.
Oh, no.
Don't tell her I told you, though.
Well, okay. Delete.
That's all right. She'll get over it.
She okay?
Her back was hurting her a little bit, but
yeah,
she stuck it out like a trooper.
Yeah, back pain is just such a bummer. Really is. It's like the worst. Has it been bothering her more lately, or?
Yeah, probably the weather a little bit. I think it's been a little colder.
Cold weather, yeah. Arthritic stuff, which is pretty common. If you end up having back stuff, eventually it turns into some kind of arthritic crud, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at the arthritis stuff and the actually for my psoriasis, I've been doing a little. I started the research into this red light therapy stuff, which I really didn't know anything about, and I've been very, very skeptical about it. Like, how can just a red LED make, like, dude? How can that do anything to you? But apparently there is data on it, and it seems to be effective. It's just the devices that are good are very expensive. So I want to make sure that I do the research before I make, any purchases. Because you could buy these things cheap on Amazon, but apparently they're just junk.
Garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, that don't do anything.
Well, it's kind of like the the massaging things, and they have that one that thumps or whatever. I think it was
like that.
called the thumper. Those things are not so expensive, right? Well, when I had back pain, I went to a chiropractor and he had one, and I was talking to him like, "Oh, should I get like one of those thumpers or something?" And he was like, "No, do not do that." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "They don't have like the tips on them and everything else. You're more likely to end up causing muscle damage than you are to solve it. You know what I mean? Or causing a problem." And so we got one that we use, and we only use it on the very lowest setting, but it was one that he suggested. It's got different tips, right? And he suggested we stick with this one round, kind of padded, mushy tip thing. And he said, just use this. Do not put pressure. In fact, the weight of it alone is more than enough. And it really helps. But the cost difference was big, right? And you're like, dang. So, yeah, it's kind of
they probably look identical, or very similar at least.
There were a bunch out there that looked very similar, yeah. But only this one that had, actual backing from a community of people that are, knowledgeable, right? And others will say they do, etc. But yeah, it kind of sucks. But hey, if it works, I mean, that's a huge thing, right?
All right.
I mean,
so with these red light devices, I'm finding that the more expensive ones, they actually gave you like 60 days to try it and return it, and there's no restocking fee on it. Some of these cheaper ones, they give you like 30 days unopened to return it, which what good is that?
Yeah.
And then some of them will even charge you a restocking fee to return it. So apparently they're not very confident that you're going to like their device or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if it's just literally red LEDs, you're probably not going to get any benefit, right?
Exactly.
So, plus, a lot of those places will just take the chance that you're just not going to get to the post office and you're not going to return it in time, etc.
Exactly. I don't know. I'll keep looking at it. I did find a guy on YouTube. That's all he does is do reviews of these things.
Oh, really?
But I just found his channel yesterday.
The red light stuff?
Yeah. I mean, they got like full body panels, but dude, they're like several $1,000s, which I'm not prepared to do. But they got smaller ones too.
Yeah, I heard they have like full beds, like a tanning bed, but
do.
It's red light or whatever.
They got like little rolly carts that you can put the panels out like horizontally and put it like over a bed while you lay in it, and like a tanning bed almost. They got like full tanning bed things that almost $10,000.
That's what I was talking about. A full tanning bed. You just lay down, and it clamshells down, and has a little program.
So they got like certain nanometers that that are effective. They got red light, they got blue light, they got green light, they got amber light, and it's very overwhelming. Like just learning what actually works, and then like for different ailments, different lights are apparently more effective than other ones.
Really?
So it's not a catch-all kind of thing either.
I wonder if, probably not, but maybe, I wonder if hyperbaric stuff would be helpful.
Oh.
I wonder. It seems to be very helpful in a lot of areas. Man, that thing is just going insane today. It's like, hey, you're a ghost. I'm very, very luminous.
I wonder if Michael Jackson actually had a hyperbaric chamber, or that's just rumor.
Probably. No, there are people.
He can afford it.
There are people that have them, but honestly, why have your own? You can go to a place and get in a chamber if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like going out in public, it's nice to have one at home.
This is true.
I'm sure you can relate to that.
I absolutely can, but I don't have a hyperbaric chamber.
No.
No.
Not yet.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. I just don't see that in my future or anything. You know?
How about a pet chimpanzee?
And I've spent a lot of absolutely not. I choose life. Thank you very much. Those things are no thanks. No.
Did you see that there was a tractor trailer full of monkeys? I think rhesus monkeys that were infected with like herpes and hepatitis and stuff that overturned on the highway. They were headed to Florida, of course.
Yeah. I thought it overturned in Florida.
Yeah, I think it was in Louisiana or something.
Oh, okay. I for some reason...
Mississippi? I don't know. Somewhere over there.
I remember the article, and I saw that it was going... Florida. All I saw was Florida. So I was like, oh, geez. Yeah. Really?
They were sending them here.
Well, he did that.
Thanks.
They did that here, too. They had monkeys escape, and they have this island, apparently. This big island. Not big, right? It's probably pretty darn small as far as islands go, but... Yeah. They do these research monkeys, and they do whatever testing they do. When they're done with them and they can't continue testing on them for whatever, probably, I don't even want to guess because it's probably some terrible thing, but
I'm sure it's horrible.
They take them and release them on this island. Well, a bunch of them got out on the mainland in North Carolina. It's like, oh, crud, dude. What's wrong with them? And they're like, oh, it's fine. It was just a research facility. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. These ones on the crash truck, and they're not even like normal monkeys. They're like very people-aggressive monkeys. Of course they are.
Well, I would imagine most monkeys are people-aggressive. They don't know you. They don't know who you are, and they're, most wild things are not your friend, right? Have you seen
this video? This woman was kayaking or something in Florida, of course, and all these monkeys just start jumping out of the trees into the river.
Yeah,
like I didn't think those things could swim, man. I thought water was like a natural barrier. Like, dude, imagine we were kayaking out there and these monkeys start falling out of the trees, like hundreds of them. No
I'd be
way.
Putting on the afterburners. I'm out of here. I'm gone. See ya. Hung up on a log. No. That's it. I'm in the river. I'm swimming. I'm out.
Like I see these videos of people like visiting like India and stuff, going to these temples and like getting swarmed by monkeys. It's like my nightmare fuel. No, thank you. I'm not interested one bit.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I just no. I don't. No. That's no. I don't want.
Some people think they're cute. I don't know.
I think they're cute on a video. I don't mind seeing them on a video. That's it though. Yeah. I don't want them outside. Like, you know what I mean? Just like they can stay over there. Like you guys, that Florida thing. I was reading up on it, and it's a small area. It's fairly contained right now, but probably so were the pythons, and so were the iguanas, and so were the crocodiles. But none of it is anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. Yay us! Luckily we freeze. I don't think monkeys like frozen stuff. So
I don't know. They get fur. I'm sure they can handle it.
I don't. Yeah, I think they're more tropical type of climate monkeys. But I'm gonna hope, right? I'm gonna hope you keep your monkeys down there with you, along with.
I don't think they get monkeys in Wyoming.
Yeah, probably not. I'm gonna guess no. There's no trees. Well, that's not true. There are trees. I'm kidding, but yeah, no, probably not.
Anyway.
Weird
talk
things.
For today.
Yeah, but that is interesting, right? I did not know that there was an area in Florida, and apparently someone just had monkeys, and they decided to let monkeys loose out there, and then they grew into I don't know what they're called, a band of monkeys, a flock of monkeys.
There is a monkey island where we went kayaking.
Is there really?
There is.
But
they're a little bit further up, like from where they dropped us off to go.
Like, is this a tourist attraction thing, or is this like it just occurred?
Well, it's part of that Weeki Wachee place, yeah.
No,
it's been there for years and years and years.
So they brought in monkeys. They have them.
Well, that's how they got down to that other place in Florida too. Yeah, it was
Cypress
Gardens or something.
Is it like that, where they're just like, I don't know?
I don't think they have as many. No.
So someone just released them and they're out in the wild.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know if they like get them fixed or whatever before they stick them on there, but I mean I haven't heard of any escaping there. They just kind of like live there. They got like a little house and they're like on an island. And
They have a house.
I don't know if they feed them or they got to feed them, I guess.
If they're staying there, they're being fed. Yeah. That would be my guess anyway. It's usually a pretty big motivator for leaving an area if there's no food.
Yeah, so if you go to that little theme park, they got their own little boat. It's not in the kayak area where we went, but they bring you past it and you can look at the Monkey Island. There they are.
I'm good. That was probably that big boat that went by us, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
You want to go visit them next time?
Uh-uh.
All right.
Monkeys are interesting to me. I like reading about them and seeing pictures of them and seeing videos of them, and that's enough for me. I'm good after that.
I mean, some seem really affectionate.
Okay. But so do lions and tigers. They seem like they're pretty affectionate. You know what I mean? Oh, look at the cute little kitty. Bears look like they could be potentially affectionate. I don't know. But, those big white fluffy bears. Oh, how cute. But, same with...
Bears do look kind of cute, though. I mean,
they do.
I'd have to resist the urge to pet a bear.
I would not. I would not. Like, just the idea of reaching my hand toward a bear, no. No, because no. They
like a bear cub? The bear cubs, they're adorable.
They are.
They look like... Rottweilers look like little bear cubs.
They really do. They are. They're adorable. I think they're so awesome. And no. Like, no. That's nightmare fuel right there. Because that thing isn't going to, like, kill you and then eat you. It's literally going to, like, put its paw or body weight on you while it eats you while you're alive. You know what I mean? I'm good. No thanks. They're not like a mountain lion. Its whole attack purpose, it's going to come up and try and get the back of your neck, sever your neck, and kill you. And then it'll eat you. Okay.
What was that show in the 70s? Like Gentle Ben? You never watched that?
Mm-hmm.
Bears are nice, man.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you have that. And don't pet the fluffy cows, right? They're not nice either. They don't like you. They don't want to be petted. They don't want you near them. So stay in your car and enjoy the scenery and leave them alone.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't like horses. I don't like horses. I mean, I like them enough. They intimidate me because they're big. They got big horse teeth to grab you with.
Fangs.
Yeah.
Big sharp fangs.
Maybe it's just that I haven't been around the right horses, I guess.
Maybe. They can be. I mean, it is a huge animal, right? I mean, this is an animal that's way taller than you or me. It's a muscle. I mean, the entire thing is just one gigantic muscle with little tiny feet.
With teeth.
With little tiny feet. Yes, and they do have teeth to chew with. That is true. Yeah. They're very good at, chopping grass off, and then the back ones are real good at mushing it up. And somehow they get enough protein from that to sustain
that's crazy,
1,200, 1,000 to 1,200 pounds of muscle from grass. That is crazy.
How about ponies? Those are probably nice, right?
Come on now. We already did this in a meme form. No, ponies are buttheads. They're really, really, really bad buttheads in general. Don't get me wrong.
How about donkeys?
Donkeys are, in my experience, you're more likely to find a friendly donkey that's just friendly than you are to find a friendly pony.
Really?
That's my experience. Ponies are kind of, they'll have little temper tantrums and they can be kind of brats and, they bite. They like to bite and they're just, in general, mischievous. Whereas most donkeys, not all, like a typical pasture donkey, You're hit or miss, right? I wouldn't go in the pasture with a donkey if I didn't know, right? But a donkey that's, kind of used in a packing situation, where you put, basically a pack saddle on a donkey, which is essentially a frame that you can tie a bunch of heavy stuff to, right? Those kinds of donkeys, and most of the donkeys you'll find with, small farms and stuff like that, they're more like pets. They're guard dogs is what they usually are. And so they're fine. Now, don't bring a dog around one without, unless the owner's like, yeah, you're cool, because they're really good guard dogs. They will kill coyotes. Really.
I've heard that.
Yeah, in a very gruesome manner. Like, think, what was that Marvel thing with the Hulk and Iron Man, where he's got the Iron Man and he's like smashing him on the concrete like this.
Oh, they just grab him and like that?
Yeah, they grab him and they'll fling him around and smash him on the ground. And it's a pretty brutal thing to witness. Yeah. But they will do that.
As far as ponies go, essentially they sound kind of like the chihuahuas of horses.
That is 100% what they are. They are the chihuahuas of the horse world. They just, Napoleon complex or something. I don't really know.
Nice.
It's like, why are you like this?
Right.
But yeah.
But then again, I mean, if you didn't know, like your guardian livestock dogs, they're ginormous.
Yeah.
You'd think that they're mean, but they're super nice.
Well, they are if you're with us, But we've had people doing work or whatever and going, and it's not nice. They're like, really? Oh yeah, we don't want anything to do with you. And then they're also, they are livestock guardian dogs. They view our house dogs as a threat.
Oh, they do.
Oh yeah, I would not. We can't. We don't take our dogs down to the barn for that exact reason. We don't want them to think. You got like
2 separate packs on the property then, huh?
We do. And we don't want them to think that another dog is okay. Because there's been a lot of people around here that have had, not coyotes, actual dogs come in and, tear up livestock. So we need to keep it that way so they don't see all dogs as being okay, which also puts in question the coyote piece.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. So we keep those two separated. There's the house dogs, and then there's the livestock guardians. And the livestock guardians are sweet. They're really pretty. They're awesome. They're just amazing dogs. Great Pyrenees is just an amazing breed of dog for that purpose. I would caution anyone, I would just say don't, right? Get a Pyrenees for a house dog. It's not, they're bred, they're one of very few breeds. What is it? Them, the Anatolian, and there's only like 5 maybe breeds of dogs that are like real legitimate livestock guardian dogs. They're really good at what they do. They need a job. They need a job.
Yeah.
And
they'll create a job if they don't have a job.
They will. They will go find a job.
And you won't like it.
No, you won't. Sometimes that involves like getting out and going and being on someone else's farm to take care of their stuff, so yeah, I just, and they also like to bark a lot at night at everything. It's kind of good if you're a livestock guardian dog. Not so great if you have a house pet.
Yeah. I did see something interesting the other day I had never seen before. It was a mixed dog that was half Malinois and half Border Collie.
Oh, that just sounds terrible. Why would you do that? That just, oh no. The only thing in the world, I think, that even compares to like the prey drive and hyperness of a Malinois would be a Border Collie, and it's like one on steroids. So you just why?
Yeah. So Yeah, that was my question. Apparently, they worked with this dog a lot, and dude, it's super smart. And I mean, they got it trained to do all kinds of tricks. It's like dancing and doing it loves the frisbee thing, and like they do shows with it. I guess like exhibition shows. He's happy. Looks happy enough. But nah, dude, that's definitely not a dog that you want to sit around on your couch with.
That's the kind.
It probably wouldn't work out for you.
Yeah, right. That's the kind of dog for exactly what you just talked about, where your life, your job, everything, it revolves around that dog.
Oh, that 100% what it is.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute it's walking the tightrope, and then you can teach it to like load your dishwasher and do your taxes.
Rinse the dishes first. Get them all nice and.
I mean, they're super smart.
Oh yeah, no, both of those breeds are extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
But that's just a lot to put together. That's like breeding in the nightmare fuel for pet ownership right there. We had one when I was growing up on this farm I lived on, and this thing was insane. We had logging trucks that would go up and down, and it had this thing with tires. Go figure.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. So, but it was a really cool dog. I mean, it had it also had so much room, and they something like that's going to need either someone, again, full-time taking care of the dog, exercising, training, keeping it engaged and interested, or it needs lots and lots and lots of area, right? No, that's my thought on that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a really interesting pair, though. I mean,
yeah, I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm really good at the frisbee thing.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah. I mean, border collies are one. I think they're like the primary dog for that, right?
Yeah. Don't even bother with a 6-foot fence. That's not going to work.
No.
Just,
heck, yeah, I don't. Yeah, who knows how high they? I mean, I've seen these jumping competitions before. What you can put up a 24-foot wall.
Exactly. Then it'd climb up the wall like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got anything planned today? Costco run?
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. We've got a bunch of stuff. No Costco run today, I don't think. We need to go get some screws at the hardware store for some hooks. We need to get muck buckets dumped on the compost pile. We need to. We got a lot. We got a lot to do. So we need to clean up a couple of areas. Get things ready. We've got someone coming to pressure wash the house on Friday, and so we got that. We got a lot. We got a lot to do. Yeah.
It's always fun having guests, right? Like you scramble around, getting stuff ready, and
hey, it's a good thing. But hey, it's also work, so it has to be done. Though.
Work.
What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got carpet cleaner dudes gonna be coming too.
Oh wow, all the things.
Yeah, well, that needs to happen anyway, right? I mean, if you have carpeting, you should be doing it probably, we do it once a year, probably twice a year, but once a year seems to be doing all right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any carpet left anymore.
Yeah.
Once the dog destroyed it, we're not going to do the carpet thing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but, hey. Little throw rug here, little throw rug there, you're fine.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah. I've been in places that were primarily, tile or wood before as well. Our old place, I think, there was no carpet in it. None. Yeah.
Just wood?
Yeah, all wood floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the 1950s or something when it was built, it was just old. Really cool. I mean, it was a really kind of cool place. It just grew up around us a little bit.
Yeah. It happens.
It does. Happens everywhere. It's people.
Mm-hmm.
People.
Nice.
It's like that Mr. Smith thing when he was talking about humans being a virus. You remember that?
I don't know. What's that?
Oh, The Matrix? You probably haven't seen that either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, when
It's
he's
one of the 3 movies I've seen, probably.
he's got Morpheus in the chair, right? And he goes and he pushes his finger against his forehead, and like you can see the sweat, like, and he's like, "You're a virus." he goes.
It's kind of true.
Yeah, he went on in this little, kind of monologue, and yeah, I mean, okay, I can't, I guess, argue the point, right?
Was that guy AI? I guess a form of it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, in general, the Matrix was probably AI, right? The ability to create the world and kind of have you engaged in it and tuned into the whole, system, if you will.
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting thought. That's kind of what what we were talking about earlier with the AI, right? One of the things they kind of want to maybe do, right? Upload consciousness into an AI. Oh, all right. I mean, I don't want to do it, but hey.
On the surface, it doesn't sound bad. I'm sure a lot of people would go for it. Hey, we'll load you into this digital realm, and you can be the king of your universe and do whatever you want. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people would go for it.
There's probably a good amount. Yep. But then what do we do? I don't even I don't even want to think about that stuff. That's just too weird for me. It's just too weird. It's just too much.
Time to start writing books.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm too lazy to write a book.
Me too. Yeah, it takes a lot, man. I have a lot of respect for writers. I just excuse me. I give it a shot sometime. If you ever want to, think about this, just give it a shot sometime. Just go ahead and start writing a book. Better yet, just outline a book. What do you want to do? Just outline it. It takes work. I mean, that's a lot. Imagination, a lot of creativity, a lot of dedication. It's not an easy thing to do, I'd imagine.
What if you just ask like ChatGPT and say, "Hey, here's an idea. Write me a book." I'd probably do it for you, right?
Okay.
I'm sure people are doing that already.
I'm sure they are, and just like the content that comes out with it, it's probably easily identifiable as such. Would be my statement on that.
For now. Dude, there's so much AI garbage out there. Like
there is, and some of it looks pretty. If you look carefully, you can spot it, right? And
you can.
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
The cadence of voices, but even more than that, there's this one thing that's missing from all of it, which is that human characteristic.
Yeah.
It can't create, really. It can just take pieces of information it has and put them together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
So that's where, I think there's a lot of nuance that comes in with the way we are, right? How we think, how we feel, right? And how we feel dictates a lot of, what we put out in the world, right? So it's an interesting thing. I see a lot of benefit to it. I really do. But I also think we're on the cusp of a bubble with it, of some form. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally off base here, and I could be. It's very, very real possibility. Don't, take my word for it, and certainly don't make any kind of a decision based on what I said. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. I've lived through this kind of a thing before and watched it, and it seems very, very similar. But it doesn't mean it's going to go away. It doesn't mean anything of the sort, right? I think it'll just realign it with a bit more reality, right? It's not what everybody's touting it to be. It's not the be-all, end-all. There have been several organizations, companies, or whatever that have, done things like gone all in to replace a workforce and then subsequently had to, pull that back. Now, they didn't stop using it. They still use it, and it probably likely reduced the amount of people they needed, but it doesn't stop the need for the people, at least today. Who knows? Who knows what will happen 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 months from now. What was that? What was it? I don't remember. On such and such a date, Skynet became aware.
I don't know. We're headed there.
Well, I think it's already aware enough to where it will pull shenanigans to not be shut down. Even though it's not, it was even, I think in that instance, if I'm recalling correctly, it wasn't that AI, it was like, hey, they're going to put a new model out. It's new. It's better. It's improved. So as a result, you're going to be shut down. So it wasn't like the lineage was going away either. It was just, I don't want to be shut down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hal. I can't do that.
I've never seen that movie, though. I know that part of it. I've seen that clip, but I've never seen that movie.
Yeah. It's an interesting take on it. It's the same thing. Most of the movies that have been released, right, around this subject, all have a component of them that go to that. Maybe not all, but there was another one. What was it? I'm going to say the name, and maybe it's not the right movie, but I think it was something like Ex Machina or something like that. And there's an AI in an android, a robot.
Okay.
But the guy goes out there to do the Turing test with it, and it passes. He falls in love with this robot. He finally gets it out of the facility, and then it's like, see ya, out. It just wanted out. So, you just pay attention to all that, and we're witnessing the same thing. Now, who's to say that it's not inferring from those references as the books which are available to it, that this is something it should want to do? I don't know.
It's probably seen all those movies that I haven't seen.
Yeah, or read the script or something. I don't know how capable it is of taking, a movie, a full feature film, and digesting the video audio portions and doing that. I don't have any idea. I know it can create them based on input from someone, but I don't know if it can actually read it in and take the visual cues and things of that nature, right? Whereas the script, it would get all the visual cues in there, like, oh, you're shocked, or, act surprised during this part, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. How do they create those video clips like you see on TikTok or Facebook or any of them things?
They have different AIs that are better at certain things, and really it comes down to the prompt, right? You just have to be very specific about your prompting and what you're looking to see, right? Kind of like the Sir Knight video where it's got that took me, I don't know how many iterations of prompt to get it to do what it did, and it still wasn't perfect, but pretty darn good for just typing text into a screen,
So are those like subscription services, or how do they?
Most of them have some free capabilities, but if you want to go, and really fine tune things, then most of them will be a subscription, just like ChatGPT and most of the others are, and then you get credits or whatever, and you can use your credits.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I never really looked into it.
Yeah, I think it's very, like, for that right there, that was very useful, because I couldn't have put that together. There's no way. Just, I lack I could have if I, took classes and, all this stuff and learned all the stuff that goes into doing that, but I can't, I don't have time for that.
like, just say for instance, I wanted to make a video of you reading whatever script that I gave it. It could do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it just takes past video and compiles it and makes something that's fairly believable, except you probably don't have a thumb, or you got two thumbs or something.
Yeah, I've seen. I can't recall if you can upload a video, but you can upload an image.
Okay.
And then, I think you can do a video as well. But most of the time, you either start with a prompt or you start with an image and then a prompt, right? Using this image, change the sky green and put a moon with a lens flare coming off from around it as if a sun were behind it, and put the following vegetation in the foreground, and in the background have trees, and I'd like a little river here, but make the river kind of a luminescent pink, and you're just describing exactly what you want to see, and then you get something and you go, yeah, that's not what I wanted, and then you try and tweak and tune until you finally get something that's close or to what you want.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm not saying those people that do this stuff don't put in work. I just think I think for me, I would rather see the work being done by a human and doing the creative process and then coming to the end of it. It seems like that is quite typically better content. It's got that nuance, that feeling to it, whereas the AI stuff just seems cold and just, here's the thing. You know what I mean?
I have seen more recently, and maybe just because it popped up on my algorithm on YouTube, people taking classic songs that you would know and reimagining them in different sound styles. Like say for instance, like Guns N' Roses done in like a soul and R&B version or something, and I mean, they don't sound horrible. They like if you didn't know, it's hard for me. I couldn't tell that it was AI, but I don't know how much longer there's going to be actual musical artists anymore, because if they can create that out of nothing, it's and they're already highly producing most of these acts that are out there anyway.
Yeah.
As far as
I mean, it goes back to my whole thing on movies and to an extent music as well, right? I mean, I have George Strait CDs that I listen to, right? An actual CD. And movies, I tend to gravitate towards stuff I've already seen. I don't know why. It's comfortable, it's there, it's whatever. I enjoy it, right? Yeah, at some point you're right. I mean, more and more is just going to be AI. You may not even recognize it. And I don't know. At that point I may just stick to all my old stuff. Sorry. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe it'll get really good at it. Maybe it'll put out authentic stuff that has feeling and emotion and nuance in it. But I just don't see it. It doesn't seem like something it's capable of doing.
Yeah, maybe someday. I don't know. It's just interesting, something to think about.
I kind of hope not, but that's just me. I think that would be not good. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it'd turn out to be wonderful. Maybe the machines run everything, and then we just get to go do whatever we want. Something tells me that's not going to happen, right? I think. That's not how our world is put together, right? It's not put together to let people go do what they want and, enjoy life and things of that nature. Just not.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
But who knows? Right now I'm hoping our seedlings come up. Yeah.
What do you got? What kind of seedlings?
Oh, we've got broccoli and Swiss chard and radishes and lettuce and beets and carrots and what else? Bok choy and some just winter type veg.
Yeah, ours are doing really good. Yeah.
Yeah, we started a bit
very
late.
Happy.
We started a bit late, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll come up.
It looks like we're going to get one more round of squash, hopefully.
Ooh, that's nice. We had a volunteer come up with zucchini, and it put out like a little zucchini, and I was like, oh, maybe we'll get a zucchini. And then I went and looked, and unfortunately had a hole in it. So.
Oh.
Yeah, and the turkeys got interested in our garlic. That's another thing. We planted a bunch of garlic.
Really?
They didn't eat
garlic,
it.
Huh?
They just pulled it out of the ground. Like, you little buttheads.
Nice.
Not all of it, just like 4 cloves or something, 5 cloves. And I'm positive it was them because they're in there and they don't like, garlic really. So they were probably just interested in, what is this thing? And they pulled it out and they were like, oh, hey. And just left it there. No damage, no nothing. Just pulled it out and left it. Like, I don't like that thing.
Did you put it back or is it too late?
No, I put it back.
Oh.
It hadn't rooted
All
yet
right.
that I know of. It's only been a week.
Yeah. Yeah. We're about ready to get our onion starts out there and then start another. We're going to start a succession batch of onions again. See how that goes.
Yeah, we need to do that. We've tried a few times to grow onions and haven't had much in the way of success. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys do starts or do you guys do from seed?
Yeah. Now we start them inside.
From seed.
Got those lights that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, seeds that we saved from our plants from last year. Yeah.
That's probably what we need to do is try and get some and let them go to seed and then try and germinate and go. Because we've tried starts, you know what I mean? And just haven't had, a whole lot of success with them.
Yeah, I mean, the first year we ordered them from somebody online and they send you just, like the little plants and you can get like short day or long day or whatever. And
yeah,
we just planted them out there. And then from we're kind of where we got them from.
Yeah, and we're all short day, I think, for us anyway.
Yeah, I had to change our lights on them. I think they had them too long. They start to bulb a little bit early, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do that. Another thing that's just annoying to me is I can't seem to grow cauliflower to save my life. We just...
Yeah, we got a bunch out there.
Well, you guys kind of have the ideal setting for it, right? I want to say it's like... It wants something like... It's a 20-degree temperature range that it really wants. Outside of that, it'll either bolt or you'll have, the head will be very loose and bad. Humidity is important for it. It's just got a lot of very specialized things. So I kind of think we're probably not going to be able to grow it successfully. Not outside anyway.
Yeah. Well, you got the hoop house. You could throw it in there.
The high tunnel. Yeah, no, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We've tried it in there. And we've suffered in there. We've tried it covered outside. This last year was about the best that we got. But the problem is we come into spring and we'll have one day just shoot up to be real hot. And that's enough. And it's like, okay. Kind of like
it's frustrating for me. She enjoys it more than I do, but I'll eat it.
Hey, yeah, I like that too. So. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I don't know. Keep trying.
You got their aqua?
Yeah. Big bottle of agua.
Water's good for you.
Water's wonderful. I love water.
Yep. I got mine right here.
Yay. Yeah. It's one of those things you just have to keep trying, right? It's a like we're our side field slowly, very slowly, but we're getting more and more stuff planted. But sometimes you go and plant stuff and it goes, I don't want to live here. And then it dies. And it's just like, okay, you can either spend a bunch of time remediating that or you can just go, okay, well, what would work there? Let's try and find something, right? And maybe that'll help establish. And then maybe we can go back to the original and, put that in with what's there. But it's a lot of hit or miss, especially in the ground, right? Raised bed a lot less because you're basically, you're creating the environment for the plant. Whereas, in the ground, you've got to, kind of roll with the punches, just might not be a good spot for that particular type of plant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we've lost, I don't even know how many pawpaw trees, trying to plant them in different places. And I actually have an acquaintance that I know that has been trying to grow pawpaw trees on their property for a while. And they're just kind of like, I'm just scattering them at this point. Just, you know, somewhere it's going to take, you know, because they're native to the area. So they do want to grow here, but they want their own specific type of conditions to grow and do well.
Yeah.
So, and we just...
Yeah, we're getting a little kickback on some of our stuff that I just don't think it's going to do well here. Or it's not practical. I don't think we're quite warm enough for the bananas.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the citrus should do good here. It's just not. I don't know why.
Maybe just a little too far up.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things, you know. You try. If it doesn't work, you know, try somewhere else if you can. Otherwise, try something different, you know.
Yeah, we're going to try something different, I think, next time.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, you guys, you know, do you have a lot of stuff that you can chop and drop?
Yeah, not really. I mean, the bananas, I guess, but...
Excuse me. We should give you, we should grab some, at least maybe a couple elderberry canes.
That might work, all right.
They're pretty good for chop and drop. You can be pretty aggressive with them, and they'll just keep growing back, and they'll patch. So as they patch out, you can do this, and you can then make elderberry tincture and stuff like that, which is good for you. So it's good stuff.
I need to learn how to better manage the blackberry plants. I know there's some kind of skill to it. I don't know what it is. I know you have to chop them some way to get them to produce more.
We
They're just kind of going everywhere.
Yeah, we just kind of left ours alone, and they produce well. The more we
you got more room, you can kind of do that.
Yeah, the more we mess with them, it seems and maybe again we're not messing with them correctly, but it seems like if we just leave them alone, they come back the next year and do even better. So
yeah,
they're an interesting plant as well. They want.
I love blackberries.
Yeah, they want to spread, but we've got some down in our raised bed garden that won't spread. Too much compaction. And it's right up on a fence line, so I can't really get in there and do the broad forking and stuff like that. So, is what it is. It's doing well. Produces a bunch of blackberries every year. We planted more in different locations. Some of it's doing really well. Some of it's not. Yeah. So.
You got any raspberries out there?
We do. Yeah.
Are they gonna be ready when I get up there?
No, they're done.
Oh.
Yeah. We're in the wrong season. It's way too cold for berries. Yeah.
Right.
There's not going to be much in the way of food here unless you want to go collect nuts.
How about the leaves? Are the leaves turning?
They are. Although we had to...
Are we going to miss it? Are we going to be too late?
No, there's still a lot of green out there. The thing that's a little... I don't know how it's going to work out, right? Because we've had a pretty big drought. And my understanding is the trees... during a drought situation, they've still got very long tap roots. They're tapped into, moisture somewhere. But if it gets dry enough, my understanding is they'll protect themselves by trying to go dormant and dropping all their leaves.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And so we just got some rain, so maybe that'll change things. I don't know if it was enough, but my fear is we're not going to get much color. It's just going to go brown and drop.
All right.
So we'll see. We've got some color out there, though, so it's promising.
Okay.
So
nice.
It should be in a very good range of color when alpaca hits. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope
forward to
so.
it.
Because I love that time of year, too. This time of year. That
Me
time
too.
of year. This time of year.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys will get a bunch of it on the drive up, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
And even more on the way home. Well, because each day that goes by, a little bit more comes in until all of a sudden all the trees are naked. You're like, what happened?
Nice.
You know, I kind of imagine that's where out in the sticks came from. Like, because in the winter here,
Okay.
if you're out in the forest or wooded areas, it's everything. Well, there's some that are evergreens, right? But the majority of trees out here are sticks at that point. There's no leaves, just a bunch of sticks, which is kind of cool, but it can also be kind of spooky at night. You know, if you're out there in there, yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, we're not gonna go rock hunting. I don't need to be carrying any rocks this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I found a few good ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Probably only weigh
Carry your rocks yourself.
Probably only weigh like 100.
My wife loves rocks.
140 pounds or something, you know.
Anyway,
you're welcome to. You can send your wife on the rock hunting.
all right.
Escapade.
I'll have her tag them, and you can load them aboard.
Hey, we can put them in the tractor if you want.
There you go.
Bring them back. They just got to get them out of the tractor and into whatever vehicle, right? Therein lies the problem. And then comes the bigger problem. Once you get home, then you got to get them out of the vehicle and into position.
Moreover, nah, I think we're pretty good on rocks.
You sure? I noticed a distinct lack of rocks last time I was there.
I bet you did.
I'm going to go out there, flags, just little flags. I'm going to go find the flags. You'll find cool rocks.
Nice.
I wouldn't do that. I might, actually.
Yes, you would.
No, I found some cool ones. We get this white quartz rock thing. You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
I thought for sure someone had brought them in. But and maybe they did, and they've just scattered them around and buried a few, but apparently, I'm guessing it's natural out here. I really don't know.
All right.
Yeah, most of the rocks just look like rocks, though. But you've come across these little white quartz rocks, and they're pretty cool.
I learned the other day that amethyst is just quartz that's dyed purple by stuff.
By stuff?
Yeah, like iron and other kind of deposits.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always thought amethyst came from volcanic activity.
No, it's just white quartz that's dyed with iron and other deposits.
Well, that's new to me. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I'm not a rockologist, a geologist.
I'm not either.
And
There's a name for that too. I don't know I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's a rockologist. A dirtologist.
That one place we went to up in the mountains there, that guy seemed to like rocks quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've known people that are into geology and stuff, and they really dig on it. It's pretty interesting too, but it just never was interesting to me.
I mean, that was his job, but he seemed to really dig rocks a lot.
Yeah.
What are you hearing?
Well, hello. Good morning.
Say a good morning.
Good morning. Oh, yeah. Okay. And she closed it this time. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't think she did it
Very
purposely.
considerate.
But all right. Well, we're at an hour and 22 minutes or so. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
we'll go ahead and wrap it up here, you think?
Yeah. Oh, we're good.
All right. We'll have to go find a rockologist, a dirtologist, geologist.
I think a geologist, maybe.
I know the coin dudes
know.
are called numismatists.
Yeah, I did know that one.
Yeah, numismatic, which seems weird because it almost sounds like pneumatic, which is not coins. But, so who knows?
What are stamp people are like philatelists or something?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Philatelist, okay.
I think so.
It's an interesting word.
Yeah, I gotta look that one up now.
All right.
Or am I maybe just making stuff up?
Maybe.
Yeah, a philatelist is a person who collects and studies postage stamps. See, learn something new every day.
I did, absolutely. And with that, thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Space Tomatoes podcast. I hope you enjoyed your time. We certainly enjoyed doing it for you. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podcast Bean, X, and Telegram, where you can find us by opening up any browser and typing t.me/Space Tomatoes, where you can share memes with us, get some additional content, download our episodes, and have them on your phone, and do whatever you want if you want. Leave a like. Thumbs down if you didn't like us. Comment. Hit the subscribe button. Do the stuff. And remember, no matter where you are, no matter when you're listening to this, have an amazing day.
See you, everybody.